Hello, my dear friend. Thank you for joining me today. I want to share with you a story, a simple story, but one that carries a lot of meaning. As you listen, you'll not only hear English, but feel it. This is more than just practice. This is a journey. Let's begin. My name is Elias. I'm 41 years old, and I live in a small town called Brookside. I'm a father to two wonderful boys, Noah and Sam. They are my everything. Every time I look at them, I remember why I keep going. Life hasn't always been kind to us. I used to have a quiet, stable life. I worked at a factory. I had a small house, a happy wife, and dreams that felt possible. But then the factory closed. Dozens of us were let go. Just like that, everything changed. I tried to find work, but I had no degree, no strong connections. My wife became ill a few months later. It was sudden. The doctor said it was serious. We tried everything. We spent our savings on treatment, traveling from clinic to clinic, hoping for a miracle. But the miracle never came. She passed away on a rainy morning in November. I still remember the smell of her hair, the sound of the boys crying, the silence that came after. Since then, I have been raising Noah and Sam alone. I cook, I clean, I search for jobs. I try to stay strong even when I feel empty inside. I don't have much, no fancy house, no car, no backup plan. But I have love, and I still have hope. Every morning, I wake up before the sun. The apartment is still dark. The floor is cold. I sit at the edge of the bed and take a deep breath before standing. I don't have an alarm clock anymore. It broke months ago. But my body knows. I can't afford to be late. I prepare breakfast quietly while the boys sleep. Just toast and eggs, if we have them. Sometimes only rice. I pack their lunch boxes with whatever I can find in the cupboard. Then I walk to the community center where I clean. I work part-time. It's not much. I sweep the floors, scrub the bathrooms, mop the halls. No one notices me, but I don't mind. I am not there to be seen. I am there to earn. Every dollar counts. After my shift, I go to the market and buy only what we need. Bread, milk, maybe some fruit if it's on sale. Then I go home, help Noah with his homework, and try to smile when Sam tells me about his drawings. They don't know how tired I am. I don't want them to know. Some nights, I lie awake thinking, what if I can't keep this up? What if we lose the apartment? I have sold most of our furniture. We sleep on old mattresses now. But I still have one thing left, my promise. I promised my wife I would take care of our boys. I would not let them fall. So I keep going. Always. It was a cold winter evening. The wind outside was loud, and the sky was a heavy gray. I had just finished my second job, a late shift, cleaning a small office downtown. My hands were raw from the cleaning chemicals. My knees ached from scrubbing the tile floors. I wrapped my coat around me and started walking home. The streets were nearly empty, just the hum of distant cars and the soft crunch of snow under my boots. Halfway home, I got a call. It was from the school. My heart stopped. Sam had a fever, high. The nurse said he was crying and asking for me. I ran. I didn't think about the ice, the pain in my legs, or the tiredness in my chest. I just ran. When I arrived, Sam was lying on small cot, shivering. His face was pale. His little hands were cold. I picked him up and held him close. "Daddy's here," I whispered. "It's okay." But it wasn't okay. He needed medicine. He needed warmth. He needed rest. I had none of those things. I took him home, laid him in bed, and wrapped him in blankets. I searched the kitchen for medicine, but the bottle was empty. I stared at it, feeling helpless. Then came the knock. I opened the door to find my landlord standing there. He didn't say hello. He didn't ask how we were. He just said the words I feared most. "You're behind on rent. 1 more week or you're out." I nodded, though my chest was burning. He walked away. I closed the door and sat down next to Sam. I couldn't cry. Not yet. I had to be strong. But in that moment, I felt like I was breaking. Everything was falling apart, and I didn't know how to stop it. The next morning, I didn't want to get out of bed. Sam was still sleeping, his forehead damp with sweat. Noah sat quietly beside him, holding his little brother's hand. "He's still hot," he whispered. I nodded. I knew, but I didn't know what to do. I had no money for a doctor, no strength left to ask for help. I felt like a ghost, moving, breathing, but not really alive. Around noon, my phone buzzed. I didn't recognize the number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. "Hello?" I said, my voice barely there. "Is this Elias?" the voice asked. It was warm, calm. "Yes?" "I heard about your situation. Someone posted on a local community board. Your neighbor, I think." My heart stopped.
I didn't know what to say. "We'd like to help," he continued. "Can we come by today?" I hesitated. Then I said yes. A few hours later, 3 people stood at my door. A woman carried a box of groceries. A man held a new winter coat. The third person was the man I had spoken to. He smiled and looked at me with eyes that saw everything: my exhaustion, my pride, my silent pain. They didn't ask questions. They just stepped inside and brought warmth with them. Real warmth. They filled our fridge. They gave Sam medicine. They handed me an envelope. Inside was cash. Enough to cover rent. Enough to breathe. That evening I sat in the quiet, holding Sam close. I still didn't understand what had happened, but I knew one thing. Something had changed. Hope had returned. In the days that followed, things began to shift. The man who brought the help, his name was Daniel, kept checking in. He wasn't from any organization. He didn't wear a badge or carry a clipboard. He was just someone who cared. He listened. He asked what I needed, not what I deserved. And when I couldn't speak, he simply waited. One morning, Daniel arrived with a laptop and a brochure. "There's a local job program," he said. "They help people learn new skills. You'd be great at it." I looked at the screen, unsure. "I haven't studied in years," I said. He smiled gently. "Then it's time to start again." So I did. Every evening, after dinner, I sat at the table while Noah and Sam colored beside me. I learned how to use new tools, how to send emails, how to fix things I had long forgotten. It wasn't easy. Some nights I wanted to quit, but every time I looked at my boys, I kept going. 2 months later, I got a call. A maintenance company needed someone to help with building repairs. They offered training. They offered steady hours. I accepted. It wasn't just a job,